I'm with Miss Patti Siegel. Obviously, we're doing this over a Zoom meeting because she is in Atlanta and I am in Dallas County. First of all, Miss Patti, if you would tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are, and then we're going to get into what you're going to do.
Okay. So I'm Patti Siegel, and I am part-time Selmian, part-time Atlantan. I spent many decades in a marketing advertising career and then decided about 4.5 years ago to take those skills and transfer them to my passion area, which is the arts. And Selma is very important to me because I am married to photographer Jerry Siegel, who is a fourth generation Selmian. And so, because his work focuses on the black belt, we spend a lot of time in Selma. Uh, and so I got into the arts, and my day job, as I like to call it, is I run Arts ATL, which is an arts publication in Atlanta, covering all of the arts in the city of Atlanta, the Metro Atlanta, which we're now the sixth largest in the United States. And then my passion in the arts is theater, and I started producing theater about 3 years ago here in Atlanta. And then I had coffee one day with Ruth Talton, who was one of my friends in Selma,
Love
and
Ruth.
mhm, and is the current and about to roll off the out of the position board chair at Arts Revive. And she knew about my theater producing in Atlanta, and she said, "Hey, would you ever consider bringing theater back to Selma? It's been, decades really since there's been a theater company in Selma." And I jumped at the chance.
And
We talked it through, and so my theater company, Yellowhammer Theater Group, only produces theater in the Black Belt, primarily in Selma, and we do that because of access to the arts in the Black Belt isn't a lot, especially theater. There are almost no professional theaters in the Black Belt, but the most important aspect of the work we do, I bring professional actors, directors, crew. That's they've been on stages from New York to LA to Atlanta. Many of them have been on film and TV. But it's the second part of my mission, which is critically important, is we work with kids every time that we come to the Black Belt. We started doing this with Arts Revive last year, and every fall we partner with Arts Revive and we partner with a school. Last year it was RB Hudson, and this year it is Martin Middle and Valley Grand.
oh,
And
great.
yeah, until we have what happens is we come into town and we do an assembly at the school so that all of the kids and their families are invited, can hear what my very diverse cast and crew have to say about how they got into this career, so that kids can hear about what a career could be like in the performing arts. And then this year we will have 6 kids on our team. There will be 3 of them on the production side, as we call it, which is someone will shadow the director, someone will shadow the stage manager, someone will shadow me as the house manager. But then this year, unlike last year, we have 3 more kids. So we'll have 6, and they will be on stage.
Oh, wow. Good deal.
Mhm.
Do you have any idea when are you going to actually start at Martin
October,
Mills?
October 3rd. We will be, I'm coming next week, but then the cast and crew will be coming in on October 3rd, and we'll be out in Valley Grant at Martin Middle at 2 o'clock doing this assembly. And then we'll go straight to Arts Revive and rehearse. The kids will be with us. And then Saturday, we'll do another round of rehearsals, take a break. And Friday, we'll do another round of rehearsals ourselves, and the kids will join us after school. We'll run it through with them again, and then we will perform Friday night at 7 o'clock at Arts Revive. And
Oh, fantastic.
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It's an evening of short plays. Each play is about 15 minutes and 15 minutes long. We call the play festival It's All Relative because all the plays and the readings are linked by the theme of family. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
Mhm. So that the professional actors will perform in the plays, but each middle schooler, a different middle schooler, will each read a poem that has to do with family. And so they don't have to memorize anything. They can stand there and read it.
Right.
We want to give all these kids an opportunity. What was incredibly heartwarming to me was when we worked last year with RB Hudson, we had 3 great kids, and I got a call after the first of the year from the teacher that we had partnered with, who told me that the young lady who had shadowed our director had felt so empowered by her time with Yellowhammer that she wrote a play, and she wrote it about
Wow.
five key moments in Black history. So we text now and then, and I hope that she will have an opportunity to put it up, and maybe we can help her do that. But it was great. And so that's our big project that we do every year. But then we've come back and performed we performed at the Greensboro Opera House. We performed at Trey and Helene Taylor's house, Birdland, and we had kids with us there. We had a homeschooled book club that joined us so they could spend time with the cast and crew, got to watch dress rehearsal. We also partner with Edmondite Missions with Sister Mary Cashman doing theater camp. We did a theater camp.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then we're going to be doing it again this summer this
wonderful. Yeah.
So
golly, I want to get involved with that somehow. I actually have a theater background.
My
whole family's performing art. My dad is a professional musician. My mother was in theater. I've been in choirs and bands and singing, and I actually have a minor in theater from Alabama.
Do you really?
Yeah, I've been in 40 plus plays. I mean, I love.
You need to come to It's All Relative, Todd, as my guest.
Yeah, I would definitely be there.
One of the plays is very, kind of clutches your heart. One is fun, and the other, one is touching, and two are hilarious. So we kind of have something for everybody. Except
what's so cool about theater is it is something for everybody.
Yeah.
And when you start young, like I was fortunate to do, you get the bug and you realize, and if you never actually go into theater, it is helpful throughout the. I just today texted my theater teacher from high school. It's her birthday, Sandra Taylor. Sandra, I love you. Every day I use stuff that she taught me.
Absolutely. So every day. So the skills that kids will take away from this will help them build self-confidence, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, because you have to work in an ensemble.
Exactly. Teamwork.
All of that. And what is fascinating is there's recent research that came out, I don't know, like 3 or 4 months ago, that said those skills that I just listed off are the skills that employers are looking for today. So it doesn't matter if you go into theater or not. Plus, Americans for the Arts, which is the big arts advocacy organization in DC, they advocate for funding and whatnot. They do research every year and then list out all the reasons why you should support the arts. So for kids, it actually raises GPA for kids who participate in the arts, not just theater, arts of all kinds. It also increases the likelihood that they will go to college and increases the likelihood that they will stay in college, all because they've been involved in the arts. And the arts, I did a workshop over the weekend, an arts workshop for Gloria Simmons with the Ohm Foundation. And these were high school juniors and seniors, young ladies who are learning all kinds of life skills. And, and so, some of them love theater. A lot of them like to paint, whatever. And one of them said, well, do arts and do crafts count? Yes, they count. All of it counts. Mm-hmm.
Well, and see, that's something that I don't know how many times I've said it. When I was on radio and doing radio, I would say it so many times. When the city councils and the powers that be say we don't have enough money for the arts, and they stifle it. They're cutting their own throat. They're shooting themselves in the foot, because, as you just pointed out, it may not in itself right then and there produce a lot of money, although it can. It does produce people who go on to produce the money and produce become members of society, productive members of society.
Right.
If you're going to boil it down to money, not everything has a return immediately.
Exactly.
Growing and developing has a return in the long term.
Well, and the last figures that I saw, and I think it's before 2020, but 73%, I think, of kids in rural Alabama don't have access to arts education. And so that's also a big, impetus for why we want to work with kids over there, because just watching when we did the theater camp this past summer, watching those kids, when they joined us, there were 19 of them, and only 2 had ever seen a play or been in a school play. And I had 2 wonderful teaching artists, Emily McLean and Delilah McGee, and they took these kids through all kinds of games, but they didn't know that really these games were to teach them aspects of theater. And as they did all these games, then they were divided into 4 groups, and each of them were given a whole bunch of children's stories to choose from, Goose that laid the golden egg, Little Red Riding Hood, all that stuff. So they had to use that as the basis of a play that they were going to write. So they had to write a play. They had to write all the dialogue. They had to block the scene, meaning how the actors move. They had to block the scenes, and then they had to perform it. And they performed it at the community center at Edmondite Missions, and it was standing room only. I mean, literally
Excellent.
standing room only. And they were so proud. Some of them, changed the names of the stories and wrote new action and all that. And just to watch their imaginations and to see the work they did was so thrilling to see that,
you're exercising this muscle,
yeah,
so that in later life they can, quote unquote, think outside of the box,
right?
Whether they use theater as a career or use it just to support the career they choose. And that is so beautiful to me, because it does make a more well-rounded person. And to see you doing what you're doing is really fascinating and fantastic. So how often do you come through Selma and do these?
Well, gosh, since we started with, I'm there about a week or so every month, just because Selma's adopted hometown. But as I've been over there, more people are getting to know what we do. And so that's how I ended up getting invited to go do this workshop for the Ohm Foundation. This play festival will be our 5th event in a year.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
In the Black Belt. So we are, after this, then we will go home, and then we are coming back in the 1st of February will be a limited seating event at Birdland, Trey and Helene Taylor's home. We'll be doing something there. We might do something in the spring in conjunction with the 60th anniversary, Jubilee. Don't know if I can pull that off. Then we'll be back in June, the week of June 16th for the Edmondites camp again. I can't wait. And then we're just going to keep rolling. If all the planets align and everything goes the way it's supposed to go, we will, once the Harmony Club is renovated and restored on Water Avenue, we will be on the 3rd floor. That will be our home. We will be in the 3rd floor of the Harmony Club.
Ooh.
That'll be our home. Yeah.
Hopefully that'll work.
Hopefully. That's the plan.
That's a beautiful plan. Great. Well, keep me in the loop, because we at Black Belt News Network, Selma Sun, want to be sure that we, let everybody know when this is happening.
Oh,
and
yes.
Also, personally, theater is my passion. It's funny, theater and restoring old cars. I like both of those. Those are the 2 things I like best. So
making something beautiful. Well, you all have been very good to us. You covered our play last fall, and you covered our camp both in print and online. And so, we really appreciate the support. Because I can only do so much in social media, and sometimes people will say, "Oh, I didn't know you were," So the more we can get the word out, because when people hear what we're doing, they're excited about it. They want to see it. And we have a good time. And so what's really exciting to me about this event on October 4th is there are 4 plays. 2 of the playwrights are coming in for the festival. So I'm very excited about that, because they thought they don't live that far. And so they're like, oh yeah, I definitely want to come. And then we will have a reception right after the performance concludes, and it's being sponsored by Invictus Development. So we have a lot of support between Arts Revive, you all, Invictus, to make this happen. And Trey and Helene Taylor have been absolutely wonderful to invite us.
Aren't they wonderful folks? I love them.
Yeah, they're very close friends of ours, and they are all about Yellowhammer Theater Group and supporting what we do and bringing people into their home so we can do some cool stuff. So
I need to catch up with Trey and Helene real soon and see what they got going on. Fantastic. I'm glad to know that they're helping, because I know that there's going to be a number one then, because they are fantastic people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we have wonderful friends in Selma. I love Selma.
Awesome. Yeah. And that's another thing about the arts. You make friends for life. What did I just tell you a minute ago? My high school theater teacher and most of the kids that I was in, we've stayed in touch even before there was Facebook, because we developed.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, my son is an actor, and he studied it in high school and then went on to college and got his acting degree and was in New York for about 10 years. And he's
Wow.
now
Yeah.
back in Atlanta and he's part of Yellowhammer Theatre Group, but he still stays in touch with same thing,
Yeah.
still friends with everybody that he's been in theater with, which is great. And it's a wonderful community, I have to
It
say.
really is. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
great. Well, thank you for spending time with me today. I'm looking forward to you being here in town and getting to actually shake your hand
Yep.
and talk to you in person. So we're going to look forward to doing that. When are you going to be back?
I'll be back next either Monday afternoon or by Tuesday, the latest, and then I'll be there through the week. Everybody arrives on Thursday to start the weekend stuff at the school on Thursday afternoon.
Fantastic. Let me know when you're here and you have a moment. I'll come and maybe we can get some video and show everybody what y'all are doing.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, I will definitely let you know. I'll send you the rehearsal schedule and I'd love it if you'd stop by. Everybody would love it.
Thank you so much. Thanks again for joining us for today. And thank you for watching Black Belt News Network and Selma.
Thanks, Todd.